you cannot really find a way around a particular individual, then it shows a problem in the system. System should be able to work. Uganda should be able to continue irrespective. And I hope UPC will be able to continue irrespective of what happens to me or where I am. It's important that we have the issue of continuity. And I do believe Uganda can succeed, and I believe Uganda can thrive. Uganda will thrive, even without President Museveni. Uganda was there before Museveni. There were many successes we had before Museveni, and there will be many successes we'll have after. Our successes and everything are not dependent or limited to Museveni. Yeah. So we must be able to think of a Uganda without Museveni. And it's something which I've been trying to put to the NRA for a long period of time. That they must be able to come to that conclusion that they must be able to have a Uganda beyond. Everybody believes UPC without Obote will not be there. Imagine in 2025, people go to extreme length to block Akena son of Obote. If Akena or UPC was not a factor, would you bother blocking? So, we must do what we can. We must build institutions. And I think some of the greatest things which I'm proud of in UPC is the institutions. The health institutions which are still, to date, thriving, or not maybe thriving, they are struggling. The staff are overworked, limited tools. The infrastructure, a lot of it is in poor state. But the staff struggle to provide those services. But because the structures were well built, they are still standing. Some of the structures built of recent times, with the level of neglect and lack of investment, those structures would have collapsed. But in the past, people built institutions which were supposed to last for generations. So yes, my father has been dead for 20 years. But a lot of what he built still works for the people of Uganda. Across the country, in the health sector, I can show you infrastructure, which is still working. But for us to be able to succeed and to be able to work, we need to build on the personnel. We need to really work on a robust personnel who are going to be able to deliver the health services. We're going to need to be able to appreciate our education, our teachers, and be able to give them a suitable package whereby they're going to be able to deliver the right knowledge and skills for the next generation of Ugandans who are going to compete with other kids from different parts of the world. We must be able to produce and sell and market our produce across board, whether it is in agriculture, in manufacturing, everything. We must be competitive. Now that is building of institutions. If in 2025 it's going to be about the individual Museveni, then definitely this whole experiment has failed. Yes, Bukedea, we are definitely going to come. We're going to reach across board. I'm going to support my candidates who are there. Do I see myself as a better option than the other candidates? I see myself as presenting the best solutions to the problems as I see them, as I understand them. And that one is well put in the manifesto, and that manifesto can be challenged. So it is a record. If there are those scholars who can look at that manifesto and find fault in it or find its weaknesses, please go ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe that manifesto offers the best blueprint on how we can build a Uganda which is going to work equitably across board. Not for some Ugandans and not for others, but across board, and be able to sustainably build on that and strengthen our our standing on our ability and improving the lives of our citizens. Okay. We have to, with whatever education system we have to be able to identify the gifted ones, to be able to improve on those that they'll be able to work on the next generation. So UPC has operated a meritocracy, where we're looking for the best brains, we're looking for the best abilities, we're looking for those who are going to be able to succeed. And that's how Uganda was built. So it didn't matter where in Uganda you came from. If you had the ability, there was a method whereby those could be able to succeed. So you find people from different corners of Uganda were able to succeed under UPC, not because they were connected, not because they came from the same tribe, not because of whatever, but because they had the ability. That sort of system is what is needed. That system must be there. I must be able to invest in the development of the human capital. And right now, where you see the hurdles in accessing higher education, vocational technical skills, you're finding a lot of hurdles, but as far as Uganda is concerned, there is so much more investment which needs to be done in the human capital for us to be able to succeed. Basically, we only scratch the surface. Most of us are 2-3 generations are from illiteracy. Many families were not far from illiteracy. We're just stepping out of illiteracy. First, second, third generation out of illiteracy. We must be able to go much further. We must deepen our knowledge base. We must deepen that human capital base to be able to meet the challenges of the modern world. So that means investment in training, in teaching, in understanding, in creating the avenues, the electronic base whereby people will be able to interact, because the young people of today are going to be competing directly with young people from across the board, whether in China, in Europe, across. They must be able to compete equally, on an equal footing. And I don't believe our people are any less, but they have lacked the opportunity. They've lacked the chances or the foundation to be able to do so. So how are young people going to access the digital age, where you have schools which don't have desks, don't have blackboards? So there's that big gap, but we need to close that gap as quickly as possible, and we need to be investing in the human capital development. So as far as I'm concerned, we must be investing. We are not, basically we cannot invest enough in human capital development. We must continue. These investments of today will be felt a generation going forward. So I will do what I can on that basis, but as a country, we must do much more in our human capital investment. As far as I'm concerned, which I've repeated time again, the greatest asset of Uganda is its people. Yes, we're blessed with wonderful land, we're blessed with minerals, we're blessed with all the things, but it's the people. It matters when it's the people. So we need to invest in the people, that they'll be able to invest in the next generation and be able to have a strengthened position. Yes, I have seen the question of Dokolo South. Dokolo South, we're going to be there. We're going to, and I'm determined that we're going to sweep that seat. My candidate, I'm happy with the candidate who the party structures came up with. I'm very happy with that candidate, and I will be there to support that candidate. Yes, people are struggling, and that is why we're in politics. The struggle of politics is to find how can we make it better? How can we ease the pain? Those who are struggling with extreme high interest rates, how can we find a better way of getting those interest rates? Those who struggle with produce and you don't get a fair price, how can we make it fairer? How can we have a system which works? Those who have struggled for education but are not able to go further than as far as their abilities are able to take them, we must find ways of opening those doors. Everything is a struggle, but the whole issue of the politics, the whole issue of campaign is let us put forward ideas which will make a difference, ideas which can change people's lives. And I believe UPC has the best ideas. That's why I'm in politics. And I wanted our ideas to be out there. Challenge them. If the ideas are hopeless, please destroy them. But if these ideas make sense, if these ideas can make a difference in people's lives, we need those ideas to make those differences. and the people who are taking that message for me across board are my candidates. So again, I repeat, MTN Momo 723036. Any little amount makes a difference. For Airtel, it is 4397653. Please, any little amount, let us support the UPC candidates. I thank all of you who have been on and for the comments which are coming in. Like I said, we're going to continue to be using various channels, including these channels which we have used today. This is an introduction. I am going to be running this one weekly up to the conclusion of elections. So please don't get tired of me. I will be supporting my candidates, but I also need your support to support the candidates. MTN Momo 723036, Airtel 4397653. I think there's maybe the last round. We're coming to the conclusion. We have the last 5 minutes. I want to appreciate my team for setting this up as a first timer. Yes, we've gone through the hitches, we've gone through some of this ups and downs. But I'm sure the next time the footage will be much better. I will have the footage of the dip tank. That will be out on Friday. The launch of the dip tank will be on Friday. The campaigns which we're going to do over the weekend from Sunday are going to be available on all my various social media handles and the UPC handles. And yes, let's continue to interact. Where we have questions, we have issues, please continue to send your comments and questions. I'll continue to review, and I'm going to continue to respond. Yes, I am seeing the people from Nambieso. Yes, Nambieso is in line. We're going to be touching on that one. Before I leave, again I repeat, 723036 is MTN Momo, and Airtel is 4397653. Please support the UPC candidates. If you cannot support with resources, support with time. If you have the time, you have the ability, get on the ground, volunteer. We're going to be looking for agents. We're going to be looking for mobilizers. We're going to be looking for those who are going to be vigilant to be able to guard the vote on voting day. So all of these things need to come together. Again, I thank all of you who have participated. With the feedback, we hope next one is going to be more improved. I will recommend any comments and the like. Thank you once again. Thank you, my team. I thank the Akena Foundation for providing and giving this avenue to be able to support the UPC candidates. Once again, a UPC, thank you.